Okay, so again, warm greetings, and happy to be here with all of you. And this week, where we're exploring the topic of calmness. And one of the frequent references in teachings of the Buddha to calmness is physical tranquility. So not just a mental calm, but a physical calm as well. And in preparation for this meditation, imagine that you are maybe, a little bit tired and worked hard during the day or something, or came in out of the cold, and you sat down in a very comfortable chair, and you and it just felt so good to be received by the chair and settle into the chair, and you can just let go and relax so many of your muscles and everything. So in the same way, it's possible to take an alert posture, an upright posture, a good posture for meditation, and then inwardly, somehow in the backside of your muscles or something, have the same feeling or movement of settling into a comfortable chair. So settling in, even if your body has some discomfort and it takes some effort to hold your posture upright, something inside of you perhaps can have the feeling, or allow it to have the feeling, of relaxing into the posture, into a posture that's not moving, that's still, a posture that will receive you, that will contain your experience, and to settle in and let the stillness of the body, the calmness of the body, whatever you can feel, be a support for the meditation. So, assuming your meditative posture and gently lowering your gaze, relaxing your gaze, and if it's comfortable, to close your eyes. And take a few moments with your eyes closed, or to make small adjustments in your posture. Small adjustments in the alignment of your spine, the positioning of your shoulders. Sometimes shoulders can come back a little bit so they're not rolling forward. Feeling how the weight of your body centers itself on your sitting bones. Is a center of gravity in front of the sitting bones, behind the sitting bones? Can you make some adjustments so the center of gravity of your body comes down through the sitting bones? And then in taking a few long, slow, deep in-breaths, as you exhale, settle into your posture. Relax into your posture as if you're settling into a comfortable chair. And then letting your breathing return to normal. And continuing the process of relaxing into your body, as if the body both relaxes and the body is what receives the relaxation. Maybe starting with the muscles of the face. As you exhale, relax the face. On the exhale, relaxing the shoulders. As if the shoulders, when they release a little, are received into a comfortable place. On the exhale, relaxing the chest. Relaxing the chest into whatever support the torso provides. So the chest doesn't have to work or be tight. And relaxing the belly. Letting the weight of the belly to be received by the softness of the lower torso. On the exhale, relaxing your arms and hands. Perhaps so your hands are received by whatever they're touching. The fingers can soften. And then relaxing the legs, so the thighs, the lower legs. Releasing any clenching or holding. And the legs are received by whatever supports them. And then sitting here, where in your body do you feel the most tranquility, the most comfortable stillness? Feeling whatever is calm in your body. Maybe there's a particular place that, relative to everything else in your body, is the quiet place, the calm place. And as you're sitting here, let the calm place support a calmness of mind. In whatever physical calmness or soft stillness there is, let your breathing breathe with that. Breathe through it. Maybe the exhale settles into that place of physical calmness. And the inhale somehow begins from there. On the exhale, either relaxing into whatever calm place there is in your body, whatever calmness there is, or if agitation or tension in the body is stronger, every exhale, relax the tension. Feeling whatever calmness there is in the body, no matter how small, and see if the mind can rest in that. The mind can learn from that to also be calm, calmly feeling breathing. Imagine that any ways in which the body is calm, tranquil, is a blessing on your heart. To allow yourself to receive that blessing. And imagine that the calmness of your body, any tranquility in your posture and bearing, is also a blessing on the world. In an agitated world, a calm person is of tremendous benefit. And in whatever way that we can be unagitated, may that be the vehicle through which we care for the world, care for the world with our basic friendliness, kindness, generosity, perhaps assuming there's more goodness in others than even they realize. May our ability to be calm be the foundation for living for the welfare and happiness of all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings everywhere be free. Thank you. So, in the topic of calmness, Buddhism puts a lot of emphasis on a tranquility of the body. In fact, the word that's often translated as tranquility is most often in the ancient texts associated with the body. The body becomes tranquil. I think of it as a soft stillness that has a feeling of clarity in it. The body starts feeling clear. So it's not calmness where that's soporific or kind of letting go and luxuriating in some kind of inaction. It's a tranquility that feels vital, feels clear, maybe even kind of, I like the word clear. If you, there's an ancient analogy having to do with water, that in running water, it's not often the surface is so agitated or so rippling and wavy that you cannot see through the water into the bottom of the river or the lake. But you also cannot get a reflection of yourself. But if the water is still or flowing very, very harmoniously and quietly, and almost you can't even see it flow, you can see through it to what's below, and you might also see your reflection of yourself in the surface. So that analogy is used for the value of tranquility, calmness, that it's hard to see the world accurately when we're agitated. And it's hard to see ourselves accurately when we're agitated. But that if we could have some modicum of calmness, the minimum calmness needed is the calmness that knows that we're agitated. It really knows, oh, I'm agitated. I'm tense. I'm stressed out. That's the beginning. And then to begin, but then as the calmness, greater calmness sets in, then we start seeing more clearly. And this is one of the great functions for calmness. It's not calmness for its own sake, but calmness sets the ground for deeper states of clarity, stability, and wisdom. So, right today, the topic is physical calmness. that the mind and body are closely related. In some sense, they're maybe not uh, too distinct from each other. They have a very powerful relationship between them. They kind of work in tandem or together. And how one is affects the other. And if we are agitated in the mind, jumping around, distracted, uh, jumping between one thought and another, racing ahead in our minds, trying to, a crowded traffic jam of thoughts for all the things we have to do, or trying to solve, or trying to fix, or something, that has an impact on the body. And you can see the energy of that kind of agitation can be in the fingers, and kind of tapping our fingers, playing with our fingers, kind of the fingers of two hands kind of coming together and kind of rubbing each other. It can affect our how we stand and our posture. The posture can get tense or tight or contracted or um, somehow misaligned. It can affect what we do with our feet. And like if you're sitting down, the feet begin swinging a lot or tapping a lot. And it's all these are kind of an expression of this inner agitation that might be there. But the posture is something we have more control over. If we pay attention to the posture, we can adjust the posture and what the physical activities of the body. It's possible to stop swinging the legs or tapping the legs. It's possible to stop playing with the fingers. It's possible to have the arms relax in such a way that the elbows are kind of flapping loosely on the side of the body. They're not tense or tight. And it's possible to sit upright or stand upright in a balanced posture. Tendency is when we're agitated, we kind of lose the balanced posture. And then once we start finding a physical posture that expresses or holds still or holds tranquil, that becomes a mirror for the agitation that's going on, the state of the mind that we have. So, and this is considered good in Buddhism, that you start seeing what's actually happening, rather than having the agitation compelling you to move or shake or agitate or fidget or something. We're beginning to kind of take take our life back to ourselves, and we begin begin supporting the calm body. This idea that we have a calm body that's available to us. It's sometimes it might be called a spiritual body, or a deep body, the deep body that we have. And so the calm body is something that we need to feed or support, and it's one of the great assets that we have, because of how much clarity it provides, how much reference point it provides for understanding what's going on, how much it clears the inner eyes, in a sense, so that we see what's happening rather than being pushed around by what's happening within. So, we have, as I said, we have some control over our bodies. So not the inner physiology of the body, but the posture, the activities the body is engaged in. And so if we're too distracted to know what we're doing with our fingers, when we're fidgeting with our fingers, then chances are that level of distraction is limiting your wisdom, limiting your intelligence, limiting your creativity, limiting your ability to see clearly. And so to use your fingers fidgeting as a mindfulness bell, as a reminder, I'm not supporting now or feeding or nourishing what's most wise and what's most kind, what's most supportive for this body and mind. Let me see what I can do to support the calm body. Not so you can go around completely calm, but so that you're calm enough that you're not being controlled by agitation, by anxiety, by desires, compelled to keep moving and compelled to react and or compelled just to be distracted and caught up in thoughts and ideas. So to become more attuned to your body, and in particular, how the body is agitated and how you have some ability to not act on that agitation, but rather hold the body quiet. Let the posture be calm. Let the posture be kind of like a loving container that holds the agitation. I liken it a little bit to a small kid on the nursery school playground who somehow has stumbled and scraped her knee, and she comes over to a teacher, and then she's upset and crying, and she throws herself into the arms of the teacher, and the teacher just holds her for a while, and she cries, and after a while, being held, she has enough, and she wiggles out of the arms and runs back on the playground. So our posture can be that nourishing, supportive person that can hold the agitation we have. So, and it takes kind of in a sense, the teacher in us, the adult in us, to be the one who holds the posture still enough, quiet enough, so it can hold the agitation that's deeper, the impulses, the tense, agitated energies that are there. So there's a container for them, there's a nourishment for them, there's a support for them, so they can begin to relax and settle. So physical calmness, physical tranquility. And in the teachings of the Buddha, physical tranquility has a wonderful kind of reciprocity with joy and happiness. That's somehow that with joy, with tranquility, there can be more happiness. With happiness, more tranquility. With joy, there can be tranquility. With tranquility, there can be more joy. And so it's not just kind of a state, tranquility of apathy or indifference or just holding yourself frozen. It's actually the opposite. Something comes alive when when we can relax and open the body, open the, excuse me, when we can open, something can relax when we can open the wonderful, vital energies of calmness, of clarity in our body. So may you become interested in the calmness of your body today, and perhaps you can also begin to maybe understand how a physical tranquility is a support for a kind of physical clarity and maybe even mental clarity. So look and study your body today. Study the forces of agitation in your body and how you might support that agitation to calm down, to relax. And maybe in a sense for some of you, you can reclaim your body from your agitation so that the calmness of your heart can have space to come forth. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy your day.